the birth of a champion. Consider walking toward the octagons, the audience shouting and your heart racing. This was the reality for Conor McGregor in 2016 when he became the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight divisions simultaneously. An ordinary man from Dublin, Ireland, McGregor's rise to stardom was anything but ordinary. His journey, marked by grit, determination, and an unwavering belief in himself, is a testament to the power of the human spirit. His famous fight against Eddie Alvarez, where he clinched the lightweight title while already holding the featherweight belt, was a defining moment not just for him, but for the sport of mixed martial arts itself. But McGregor's victory was more than just a personal triumph. It was a pivotal moment in the history of MMA, a sport that has captured the world's attention and continues to grow in popularity. His win symbolized the potential of MMA, showcasing the sport's ability to bring together people from all walks of life, united in their love for competition, athleticism, and the raw, unfiltered drama that only a fight can provide. Mixed martial arts, or MMA, is a sport that combines various fighting styles, including boxing, wrestling, judo, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's a sport that demands not just physical strength, but mental toughness and strategic thinking. It's a sport where the stakes are high and the rewards even higher. It's a sport that has given us champions like Conor McGregor, who have not just won titles, but have won the hearts of millions around the world. McGregor's famous fight in 2016 was not just a fight. It was a spectacle. It was a celebration of human potential, of what we can achieve when we dare to dream, when we dare to push our limits. That night, as McGregor stood victorious in the octagon, he wasn't just a champion. He was a symbol of hope, of possibility, of the power of believing in oneself. But how did we get here? How did MMA evolve into the global phenomenon it is today? The evolution of MMA. MMA, or mixed martial arts, has a history that begins in the 648 BCE Olympics, when it developed from pancration, a sport involving combat and grappling strategy. From this early inception, the sport underwent a series of transformations. Throughout the years, various forms of combat sports sprouted up across the globe. However, it wasn't until the early 20th century that the seeds of modern MMA began to sprout. An important milestone in this journey was the introduction of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the Western world. In the early 1900s, a man named Mitsuyo Maeda, a judo expert, migrated to Brazil. There, he passed on his knowledge to Carlos Gracie, who, along with his brothers, modified and developed what we now know as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The focal point of this martial art form was empowering individuals, irrespective of size or strength differentials, to effectively safeguard themselves against larger adversaries by leveraging technique and strategic maneuvering. It was a game changer in the world of combat sports. Fast forward to the early 90s, a new stage was set for martial arts, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or UFC. The UFC was originally created to answer a simple question: which martial art is the best? Fighters from a variety of disciplines competed in a no-holds-barred match. It was raw, it was brutal, and it was unlike anything the world had seen before. Despite initial criticisms, the UFC persisted, gradually implementing rules and weight classes, transforming from a spectacle into a legitimate sport. Today, MMA is one of the fastest-growing sports in the world. It's a melting pot of martial arts disciplines, showcasing the effectiveness of various styles in a real combat scenario. The likes of Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, and Khabib Nurmagomedov have become household names, drawing millions of viewers to their fights. The evolution of MMA is a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of mastery in combat. It's a sport that continuously evolves, reflecting the changing dynamics of martial arts and combat sports. Mixed martial arts have conquered the globe, attracting spectators everywhere from Greece's historic landscapes to Las Vegas' flashy spectacles. The rules of the game, to the ignorant MMA or mixed fighting arts, suggests being absolutely no-holds-barred conflict. However, it constitutes a discipline featuring an advanced set of regulations and rules. The rules of MMA are designed not only to ensure a fair competition, but also to safeguard the health and safety of the fighters. Let's start with the basics. Weight classes. To match fighters of equal physical stature, MMA has several weight classes, from strawweight for the lightest fighters, all the way up to heavyweight for the biggest. Fighters must weigh in before the fight to ensure they are within the limits of their respective class. Next, let's talk about rounds. A standard MMA fight consists of 3 rounds, each lasting 5 minutes with a 1-minute rest period in between. However, championship and main event fights typically have 5 rounds. This structure ensures that fighters have ample time to showcase their skills, while also providing them with necessary rest intervals. Now, on to the heart of the fight, the Octagon. All of what happens takes place in the Octagon. It's an 8-sided cage that provides a unique fighting environment. It has enough space to move around, but no corners to hide in, pushing fighters to face their opponents head-on. The rules also dictate what is and isn't allowed during a fight. Punches, kicks, and grappling techniques are all part of the MMA arsenal. However, there are actions that are considered fouls, like eye gouging, biting, or hitting the back of the head. Committing these fouls can result in point deductions or even disqualification. In addition, the MMA scoring system is based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control. Judges award points for significant strikes, successful takedowns, submission attempts, and for controlling the fight's pace and location. These rules and regulations create a framework for fighters to showcase their martial arts skills in a controlled, competitive environment. With these rules in place, MMA is a sport that tests the limits of human endurance, strategy, and skill. The impact of MMA. The impact of MMA extends far beyond the confines of the Octagon, permeating various aspects of culture and sports worldwide. It has influenced pop culture, fitness, and even the way we view combat sports. Let's start with pop culture. Mixed martial arts have been gracing our screens for decades, and not just in live matches. Films and television shows have been heavily influenced by the sport. Think about the number of action sequences in movies that have been choreographed using MMA techniques. The fluidity, the precision, the power, it's all thanks to MMA. It's not just Hollywood either. International cinema, from Bollywood to Korean dramas, has also caught the MMA fever. Then we have its influence on fitness. Today, fitness isn't just about hitting the gym and lifting weights. It's about functional training, about pushing your body to its limits while learning to defend yourself. MMA training has popularized this concept. People are now more inclined to learn martial arts, not just for self-defense but for fitness too. It's a full-body workout that not only builds strength but also improves agility, endurance, and discipline. Now, let's talk about how MMA has changed our perception of combat sports. Once upon a time, boxing and wrestling were the kings of the ring. But MMA, with its blend of various fighting styles, has opened up a new realm of possibilities. It's no longer about who has the hardest punch or the best body slam. It's about who can adapt, who can blend different techniques, who can outsmart their opponent. It's a game of chess with every move potentially leading to a checkmate. The impact of MMA has been profound and far-reaching. It has transcended the sport itself, becoming a part of our everyday lives in ways we might not even realize. Whether you're a fan of the sport, a fitness enthusiast, or just someone who enjoys a good action flick, MMA has touched your life in one way or another. From the big screen to the gym, the influence of MMA is undeniable. The future of MMA. When considering the future, it's evident that mixed martial arts, commonly referred to as MMA, has firmly cemented its place in the world of sports and shows no signs of fading away. A sport that has been growing exponentially over the past few decades, the future of MMA appears even more promising. One of the most significant trends we're seeing is the rise of women's MMA. Once a male-dominated sport, women are not just breaking into the MMA scene. They're dominating it, bringing a fresh perspective and a new level of competition. They're displaying exceptional skill and tenacity, proving that they're just as capable, if not more so, than their male counterparts. This rise in women's MMA is not just changing the face of the sport. It's changing the narrative, showing that strength and skill know no gender. MMA's global expansion continues to surge. From the Americas to Asia, Africa to Europe, the sport is gaining traction everywhere. This global reach doesn't just mean more fans. It means more fighters, more styles, more diversity. This worldwide growth is creating a melting pot of martial arts styles, techniques, and cultures that adds a new layer of complexity and richness to the sport. As the sport evolves, so too do the rules and regulations. There's an ongoing discussion about potential changes to better protect fighters without diminishing the excitement and strategic depth of the sport. These changes could involve redefining legal strikes, adjusting weight classes, or even introducing new protective gear. The aim is to balance the thrill of the fight with the safety of the fighters. With its thrilling fights, compelling personalities, and global appeal, the future of MMA looks brighter than ever. As we continue to witness the evolution of this dynamic sport, we can expect to see more groundbreaking moments, more inspiring stories, and more unforgettable fights. The world of MMA is expanding and evolving, ensuring its place in the future of global sports. So, let's keep our eyes on the ring, because the best is yet to come.